Instagram. Pizza. Bianca. Whoa. With. Hello, Kamodah. Sister. Post. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We will be started in just a second. I'm just pinning what we're making today. Welcome. Oh, I didn't start Facebook over here. Actually, let me make sure my volume is on. Welcome, everyone, to Real Life Cooking. My set is getting fancier and fancier by the day. I think I got this lighting together today a little bit better than last week. All right, so today on Real Life Cooking, we are making pizza Bianca, which is white pizza. And I have a very special guest. I've known her my whole life. She's known me her whole life. And I'm gonna invite her in 1 second. Hello, everyone. We're making pizza Bianca on Real Life Cooking, the show where we make a meal from start to finish hello, sister. Can I hear you? Say something. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, for sure.
All right. Welcome to Real Life Cooking. It's been so long since we have cooked together. You can't even see what I'm doing now. Hold on. I was just over here bragging that I got my set together, and clearly I didn't. All right. There we go. Welcome, Carolyn. How are you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Kathleen?
I'm great. Awesome. Couldn't be better. What did I do today? Oh, I ran a 5K. Did you exercise today?
No.
Why? Why not?
Or exercise on Sunday.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a rule.
A day of rest.
Day of rest. All right. Well, welcome everyone to Real Life Cooking. We're making pizza Bianca today with my special guest, my sister, and TT is over here on the ones and twos, back at her regular scheduled programming. So if you have any questions, comments, please write them in the comments, and we will answer them for you as long as they're appropriate. Before we get started, if you are cooking along, and I know there are people cooking along, let's go ahead and turn our ovens to 425. You want your oven to be super, super hot when you're cooking pizza. And you can also, if you dare, throw your sheet pan that you're using into the oven right now. And we already have a question.
Well, just a comment. Your mother and father are watching.
Oh, mommy and daddy are watching, Carolyn.
Excellent.
Don't disappoint them.
Excellent.
So turn your oven on to 425. And then you can put your sheet pan pizza stone in the oven. That's actually we're gonna put our raw pizza dough straight on the hot sheet pan, and that's actually gonna make you have a super, super crispy crust, because the crust is gonna start cooking immediately if you have it like that.
So I don't have that, and I have to use this glass thing. And I just...
you already pressed it out. Okay, well then you skip that step. You're already a step ahead. But turn on your oven.
I did. G's orders.
You said what?
So G's orders.
Well, I'm just instructing.
All right, what's next?
Okay. We have a question.
Sorry. Hold on a second.
I like your hair, by the way. It's very long. Looks like Princess Jasmine.
Hey.
Can you start with the pizza? What's the pizza pan thing called?
Pizza stones?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you do this with pizza stone?
Yes, you can do this with pizza stone. That means you're really fancy and got some good gifts or treated yourself. Yeah, you just want to leave your pizza stone in the oven, and then you can put your pizza directly on that pizza stone. All right, so today we're making pizza Bianca, which is, would you like to tell the people what it is, Carolyn?
Isn't it just like white pizza?
Yes, white pizza. And it traditionally uses a blend of 3 different cheeses. I'm just going to go over those before we start building our pizza. We're going to use ricotta, we're going to use mozzarella, and we're going to use Pecorino Romano, which actually this is American Pecorino Romano. Oh no, it's imported. So this is actually Pecorino Romano. Out of the 3 of these cheeses, Carolyn, what is your favorite?
I like ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese. All right, so let's talk about my amazing facts I have about ricotta cheese. So ricotta cheese is actually made from coagulating the whey from other cheeses that were already made. So it's literally taking the liquid of cheese that's already been made, and they just put some acid in it, and then it makes like this cottage cheese thing. So you at home could actually make your own ricotta cheese by just putting some lemon juice in hot milk, letting it sit. It's going to curdle, and then you just squeeze it out with a cheesecloth, which when you think about it, it doesn't really sound delicious, but when you eat it, it's very delicious. The other cheese we're going to be using is mozzarella, which is a really cool, kind of fresh cheese. Typically, this mozzarella you're getting in, oh, you have the same one. Typically, the mozzarella you're getting in your stores here in America is not like fresh. It's made to be able to sit on the shelf for quite some time. This could sit here until November 11th, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means there's more preservatives and things added in. And then finally, we're using Pecorino Romano, which is it's kind of similar to Parmesan cheese, but it's a little sharper. It's a little saltier. And so we're only using a little bit of it because it's a very strong flavor. If you don't find this or you couldn't find this, you could use Parmesan cheese if you wanted. One other quick note is you never ever want to use shredded mozzarella or shredded cheese in general, even though I do. I tell you guys what to do, even though I do it differently sometimes, because it has preservatives on it that makes it less melty and delicious. Question?
Are you going to post this recipe somewhere?
Yes, I will. I began posting my recipes just for you lovely people on my website, www.chefleen.com, for real life cooking, because people said the videos are not enough and you need the paper written down. Oh, Carolyn, I totally forgot to let you introduce you. You said what?
Oh, my friend's here.
Oh, your friend's here. Do you have anything to say to the people about who you are, what you do?
Oh, I make music. My artist name is Kamodah. That's what I enjoy doing the most. I leave the cooking to Kathleen. She took all
I cook a little bit sometimes. I mean, you live by yourself now, so you have to survive. You're still alive, so you're feeding yourself somehow.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about our cheeses. Our oven's heating up. We do want our oven to be super hot before we do anything like that. Let's talk about our dough, which I suggested. Oh, my lighting is still not, because this looks like an empty white bowl. Carolyn and I actually made our dough, even though I suggested you buy your store-bought dough. And I will be posting a video about how to make your dough very easily. And I will bring this a little bit closer. So my dough, this dough I made at 5 o'clock, and it's been sitting out. What time did you make your dough?
Like 2:30.
Okay, it's been sitting out of the fridge. So it rose quite a bit. It's probably started like just a little bit bigger than my fist. So now it's like huge. It's like almost as big as my head. And because our pans are your pan is already there, so you can actually start building your pizza. Because my pan is in the oven, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about my dough. Before you use your dough, store-bought or homemade, you're just going to want to punch it down to kind of get some of that air out of it. And then if you want to flatten it out on your cutting board, you're going to use just a little bit of flour. Not a ton of flour, because you don't want your pizza to be like extra floury. And then you'll just pull out your dough. And it should have some stretch. It should stretch when you're like doing this. And then you're just going to simply press it out. Don't like feel like you need to force your dough. If you feel like you're forcing your dough to go somewhere, that means it probably hasn't risen or rested properly. So just like gently press your fingers into it, and it should expand fairly easily. Now, if you really want to be fancy, you could try to throw it in the air like they do. Oh, am I entertaining you over there? What are you eating?
Gooseberries.
Berries, fancy.
I went to the farm.
If your dough is made properly, it should just stretch as you like push it around on your hands like this. You see I have that hole, I'll fix that later. But you can just kind of sort of stretch it until it is all one kind of, what's that thing called? Thickness. And then, yeah, it should stretch. Do you guys want to see me try to throw this in the air? I feel like it'll be a disaster.
Yes. Yes.
It's already so big.
Everyone has said yes in the comments.
All right, so I'm going to throw it in the air. Whenever I make homemade pizza, I don't understand how they get it in a full circle. Clearly, I'm not a master pizza maker, because I always end up with like a rectangle thing like here. All right, ready? Oh, I have the hole again. Hold on. All right, 1, 2. All right, well, that works.
Yes.
Sort of. All right, so I'm going to go with this shape. My pan is hot now in my oven, so I'm going to take out my pan. And I'm going to do this ever so carefully so I don't burn myself. If you're making this pizza with kids, I don't recommend heating up your pan beforehand, because inevitably your kids will burn themselves as you put your dough onto the pan. So now I'm just gonna kind of place my dough in the pan, and again, just very carefully because my pan is hot. Push it out just a bit. You can also put a little olive oil in your pan if you want. If you're using a pan like I am right now, just it'll make the crust even crispier. So I kind of have like a weird shaped pizza here, but that's okay. All right, so Pizza Bianca has no sauce. I had someone ask me like, what about the sauce when I sent out the ingredient list? Traditionally, it has no sauce. Sometimes you'll get it and it has like an Alfredo sauce on it. That tends to make it a little too rich, according to the traditional pizza makers. So we're just gonna go the traditional route, and we're gonna put on a little bit of olive oil first. Drizzle it with olive oil. Do we have a question?
Yes. Question for Carolyn. What is your favorite dish Kat makes?
Favorite dish? Oh, how can I choose? There's just so many.
Yes. Butter me up, please.
You know what? Honestly, like I just like whatever she makes. There's no favorite.
Oh, because I'm just that good. Thank you.
1 year she would calm down. 1 year she was really nice for my birthday. And I gave her like themes for like each year or decade. I don't know what I did, but she came up with creative things. That was really nice.
Aww.
But most of the time,
all right. So we drizzle some olive oil on there. That's gonna help get our crust nice and crispy. Next, we're gonna add on our mozzarella. Oh, I should open this before. Nice and greasy. Struggle bus here. Oh, also, if you want, you can sprinkle, or when you're making your pizza dough, you can sprinkle on some extra herbs like Italian seasoning or garlic powder. I'm actually going to sprinkle some garlic powder in here in a second. So you're just going to take your mozzarella and just kind of smush it, very technical term, with your fingers around.
oh. Are you using the full thing?
The full, probably. I don't really have any other use for it except for to eat it. So mozzarella is very plain. It doesn't have much salt in it. So that's why we're also going to add a little bit of salt on top of this when we are finished building our pizza. Also, today I found out that mozzarella and burrata are not actually the same thing. I thought burrata was younger mozzarella, but burrata is actually mozzarella on the outside and then a mix of ricotta, heavy cream, and something else on the inside. I never knew that. I thought it was just baby mozzarella. That wasn't the truth.
I have a question.
Question.
How many servings would you say this pizza is?
Well, TT size servings, maybe like 2.
TT and Drew, we can spread it out.
I think this is served like 6 people or so, depending on how hungry. We're also making a salad to accompany to encourage eating your greens. So when you make your pizza is a very personal thing. So Carolyn asked me, like, am I going to use all the cheese? I did. If you don't like a ton of cheese, you don't have to put all the cheese on there. Question?
Question. Do you put olive oil on the whole pizza?
Yes, I put olive oil on the whole pizza. All right. Next, we're going to go with our ricotta. And for our ricotta, I like to just spoon, like, nice big clumps of it. Like, maybe every piece of pizza that you're having. So I think about 6 pieces can come from this. So maybe this is for 3 people because 2 pieces a person. I'm just going to put a nice big spoonful of ricotta on each place where I think I would cut a piece of pizza. This is actually my favorite part of my pizza, like that nice creamy melty ricotta. We have another question.
Question. How would you change this recipe if you were putting a sauce?
If I was putting a sauce, I would put the sauce first before I added any cheese. And that's pretty much the only difference I would do. I really like pesto pizza as well. Pesto and potato pizza is really good. And if I am eating sauce, I like pepperoni and bacon. So those are my go-to toppings for pizza.
What about Carolyn?
Carolyn, what are your go-to toppings for pizza?
I like jalapenos and pepperoni and pineapple.
What's your favorite pizza chain?
I don't really have. Wherever house, our cousin, like across street near her house. They make really good pizza. I don't know what it's called.
Where?
By Colleen, San Diego.
Oh, in San Diego. Well, I have to talk about my basic ways and say that my favorite pizza chain is Pizza Hut. Also, the oldest pizza chain in America. It was founded in 1958, so no wonder I just like history here. All right, so we put our mozzarella, we put our olive oil, mozzarella, ricotta. Next, you're gonna sprinkle your Romano. Remember, this has a very strong flavor, very strong and salty. So just be, aware of that as you're sprinkling it on. You probably want to use a little bit less of it than all the other cheeses, or more of it if you taste it and like it. Literally, it's your pizza, your world. All right, well, that looks good here. And then you're gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper, optional. Garlic powder, optional. But again, these cheeses, besides the Romano, are very bland actually. So definitely want to season this up. Garlic powder. You could also add in some garlic, grated garlic into your ricotta before you did this if you wanted extra garlic flavor. Question?
If someone wanted to add a protein, what would you say? What would you recommend as a protein?
A protein for white pizza, I think like pancetta would be really nice. Chicken, but I always feel like chicken on pizza is kind of dry because you already have to cook it before you put it on. So by the time you double cook it, it's dry. Those would be my go-to. Even like a salami, like an interesting salami would be nice. I want to go pepperoni because it's just so sharp in contrast with the whiteness. So yeah. All right. So we sprinkled olive oil. We olive oiled it. We ricottaed it. We put some Romano cheese. We sprinkled it with a little bit of salt. We're going to sprinkle, optional again, with some hot pepper flakes. I like it kind of balances out that super richness of literally all three cheeses we just put on here. And then if you want to take it a step further, you can really make sure that you coat the edges, the crust, with olive oil. So you would take a little thing, a little ramekin or something, and a brush or a spoon, and then just really make sure that your crust is coated with olive oil so it gets really brown and crispy. We have a question.
We have a comment from Chris Coy. Carolyn's kitchen is better than ours.
It is. It's wasted on me, but I'll take.
Her kitchen is fly. I gotta go to California and do some real life cooking out there.
Yep.
All right. So just coat those little edges with our olive oil if you want it extra crispy. Fun thing to do, like say you were making a pizza that's not just coated in cheese. You can always make your own stuffed crust pizza by putting cheese on the outside of the crust and then rolling the crust in. Really, really good. Last but not least, some people put basil on their pizza before they put it in the oven. I don't really like that because I like the freshness of basil, and when you put it in the oven, it just kind of dies. So I'm going to leave it like this. Let's put it in the oven. Depending on how your oven cooks, mine is a bottom cooking oven. I'm going to put it on the bottom so my crust gets super crispy. And this is going to cook in like 15 to 20 minutes. It doesn't take long. Yours might take a little longer. I know it's for your birthday now. Sheet pans, because cake pan.
No, thank you.
Carolyn, I just want you to be a better cook.
No.
I want you to have the most success in the kitchen that you can. No, you don't want to cook better.
I told you I want those petit fours.
Oh. Question?
Is the garlic on the pizza already? When did you put the garlic on the pizza?
Oh, the garlic was for the dressing that we're about to make. So, speaking of dressing, let's actually make our dressing for our arugula salad that I don't have arugula for, but I have romaine. This dressing works on everything. Do you have arugula, Carolyn?
I do.
Oh, nice. All right, so to make our dressing, we need a small, medium-sized bowl. We're going to need our lemons. We need our mustard. We need our salt and pepper.
Question.
And we need our olive oil. Question.
Can you recap everything you put on the pizza?
Yes. Everything we put on pizza. So we put our pizza down on the sheet pan. We drizzled it with olive oil. We put mozzarella cheese that we kind of separated with just our hands. We didn't need to grate it. Then we put ricotta, and then we put in like spoonfuls, not spreading it around necessarily because it'll melt on its own. And then we put the Romano cheese just sprinkled a tiny bit on top, like no more than 2 tablespoons for the size pizza that I made. And then we put some more olive oil on the outside. You also sprinkle it with some garlic powder, herbs, hot spices if you want, whatever makes you happy. Now, let's move on to our dressing. So we're making a simple lemon vinaigrette. So we need our lemon juice. Definitely recommend always using fresh lemons. And I'm going to squeeze mine in my reamer, which I really like to cut my lemons or to get juice out of, even though it's kind of a pain. I know it's like really, really tempting to buy just lemon juice. Really, really tempting to buy lemon juice like this. I didn't buy this. It just appeared in my house. But fresh lemons, there's nothing like it. Right, Carolyn?
Right. That other stuff is disgusting.
It's not bad like if you're doing batch things, but like for a fresh vinaigrette, definitely want to stick with the fresh lemons. Do you still eat lemons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still put it in your hair? Do you still put it in your hair?
Sometimes.
Very Californian of you.
I need something.
Is it like super hot in California right now?
Yeah, it's pretty warm today.
It's like cold over here now. Oh yeah, look at your muscles. Who has better biceps?
You do?
Man, all these compliments I keep getting. I cook everything the greatest. I have better biceps. What can I do?
Look at you keeping count too. Remember. God.
So, Carolyn, for those of you guys just joining, if you're just joining, is my sister. And she had the pleasure of living with me for 18 years. Well, actually, not 18 years of your life. How many, like 14 or 15 of your life?
13.
Oh, 13. Oh, I'm sorry. You got cut short a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
And she used to, actually, we really used to do cooking shows in our house. And it used to be fun. Right, Carolyn?
No, it was fun.
And but the only one I really remember is when we were using the food processor and literally your eye was cut off your finger.
That was terrible. That was Thanksgiving. That was terrible.
All right, we have a question.
Yes. What is the best way to do this if you don't have a reamer?
Oh, good question. If you don't have a reamer, another good way is to cut your lemon. So don't cut your lemon. If you don't have a reamer, don't cut your lemon in half like I did. You're actually going to want to cut it into 3 different pieces. So I actually already cut one of these pieces off. Actually, into 4 different pieces. I'll walk closer so you can see. You're going to cut your lemon into, so you'll have on the other side, you would have another piece like this. Ooh, see, it's already dripping. And then I will cut this in half like this. And then you can squeeze out. You'll get a lot more lemon juice out that way than if you just cut it in half. And if you have, bonus, I think all mine are dirty, but if you have like a strainer, you can just do it over a strainer so then the seeds are caught and you don't have to like fish them out later.
Oh, Brian's here. Hi, Brian.
All right, so we're gonna add in our lemon juice, about 1/4 of a cup. I think I have more lemon juice than 1/4 of a cup, so I'm gonna save this for my water, so I could be glowing and have a beautiful skin just like you, Carolyn. Okay. And then, so we have our lemon juice. I've made vinaigrettes on Real Life Cooking before. Really, really simple. I highly recommend you make your own vinaigrettes. Oh, we need our garlic clove. Let me grab that. Vinaigrettes have basically 4 different elements to them, and when you know the 4 elements, you can mix. There we go. Mix and match them. Mix and match them to your liking. So the 4 elements are an acid, some sort of allium, which is garlic, onion, shallot, an emulsifier, which is mayonnaise, mustard, yolk, and then olive oil or oil of some sort. You can use grapeseed oil, olive oil, almond oil, whatever you want. So the acid, first thing you're going to do is have your acid, and then you're going to want to mince up your garlic clove or chop it as thin as possible. Sometimes when I do onion, I'll just like super mince it, not really, or super fine dice it, not mince it. Because in salads, it's kind of nice to have those little pieces of onion, unless you're Drew or someone that hates onion. And so I'm gonna use my microplane to mince this. Nice, fine. Generally the measurements are about 1/4 of a cup to like 1 clove of garlic, unless you super like garlic. Carolyn, do you have a microplane?
Oh, I do. I already chopped it though.
Oh, wow, you were ahead of things. You were ready for tonight.
I was.
All right. So I'm gonna mince my garlic. It's coming out nice and fine. I'm just gonna tap it out. And then you're gonna add in your emulsifier, which for me is mustard. Carolyn doesn't have any. Question?
Wait, I have another.
How much garlic should she be putting in her?
Oh, 1 clove minced.
Oh, oops. I have 2.
It's okay, you know. I don't know if you're planning on kissing anyone later, but they might not like it.
Nope.
All right. So we have our lemon juice, our garlic clove, or depending on what you like. Then you're gonna add in your emulsifier, which is mustard. If you don't have an emulsifier, it's okay. Your vinaigrette is just not gonna get as together as your dressing would with an emulsifier. An emulsifier basically makes 2 things friends that are not, which is our vinegar or acid and our oil. If you just pour them on top of each other, you just get 2 layers. With the emulsifier, ideally you'll get 1 cohesive mixture. So I'm gonna add about 1 tablespoon of that, or 2 tablespoons. The more emulsifier you add, the easier it will be to get your mixture together. And then salt and pepper.
Should I add oil?
Not yet.
Okay.
Salt, pepper, and then also another random ingredient. It's not necessary, but if you do like sweeter dressings, you can add in like honey, sugar, brown sugar, any kind of sweetener here, maple syrup. For lemon ones, I normally use honey. For balsamic, I normally use brown sugar. It really kind of like rounds out those flavors a little bit better. All right. So now we have our, yeah.
I can use agave.
Oh yeah, agave's good. And then, are you using a bowl? I can't see. Oh yeah, you're using a little mixer thing. All right, cool. So now you're just gonna mix those things together so it's cohesive and together. And then this step won't matter so much if you don't have an emulsifier, but you should still try to stream in your olive oil very slowly. Try to combine it. But again, because you don't have that emulsifier, they're gonna stay pretty separated anyway. So every time you go to use your dressing, you're just gonna have to stir it before you put it on your salad.
Wait.
I feel so crazy stirring your dressing. All right, so very slowly add in your olive oil, whisking side to side. This is where you would want to use a good quality olive oil if you have the good stuff that tastes actually good by itself. And if you do this properly with the emulsifier, your dressing, you guys aren't going to be able to see it. I don't know why I do these futile attempts to show you, but it shouldn't look oily with like oily spots in it.
Oh.
Well, yours doesn't have an emulsifier, so it will. Question?
How much oil did you add?
So far I've only added maybe about 1/4 of a cup, but totally we want to add in 3/4 of a cup to 1/4 cup of acid. So I'm going to keep going. Alternatively, you could do this in a blender or food processor. A lot faster, a lot less work. Also, oh, go ahead.
What are you going to do Halloween?
Oh, you know, I want to be Morticia and Gomez Adams, but I have to convince
Chris as Gomez Adams.
I could see it. He could wear his velvet jacket from when we got engaged. He could slick back his hair and draw on a little mustache.
God.
I've always wanted to be Morticia. I want to get a long black wig and a black dress. Very easy. And make my face pasty. More pasty than it is right now.
Hey.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
gonna be that lion goddess, the Egyptian one, Sekhmet.
Okay. Do you actually have Halloween plans? Are you going to be COVID safe? You know, as an older sister, I'm concerned about these things. we'll just
What's
that question. Never mind.
that? I plead the
I
fifth.
also, you said what?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, yeah, good choice. I also really wanted to be Trina and Trick Daddy from the video. But Chris said he definitely wasn't doing that. Anyway. So now that our dressing is fully, actually my dressing is perfectly emulsified. I really want to show you guys this. Carolyn, can you show yours into the camera? I don't have any.
Mine?
Yeah, just because I want people to see the difference between like an emulsified one and not, like if you don't have the vinegar, or I mean you don't have the mustard.
Yes, I have no mustard.
Also, if you don't, oh yeah, so we can see, can you put it back? Sorry, I wasn't here to explain. So you can see, bring it up a little bit. So you can see hers is just a little bit more separated. You also have very large chunks of garlic. I'm very glad you won't be kissing anyone tonight. As opposed to like, if you emulsify it, it's going to look smooth and all one mixture. And it'll be a little thicker. So from here, we want to taste it. Make sure we like how it tastes. If we need more sweetener. Ooh, this is delicious. I like this. And then more sweetener, more salt, more pepper. This would be the time to do that. Question?
Two questions. What if your dressing is still thick? What do you do?
If your dressing is thick,
Thick.
you want your dressing to be pretty thick, unless it's like thick like peanut butter. In that case, you can thin it out with a little bit of water or add a little bit more acid, like more vinegar or lemon juice. Oh, we use lemon juice. So I'm adding just a little bit of salt and pepper. I really like my vinaigrette to be super peppery, especially because I'm not using arugula. Peppery already. Question.
My other question. I don't remember what time we put the pizza in the oven. Do you?
We put the pizza in at 7:17-ish, I think. So it's been about 13 minutes or so. So yeah. Let's check our pizza. Good point.
I don't have the mustard, Julieta. That's why mine isn't emulsified. I forgot.
Also, thanks, Carolyn, for reminding me. If you don't have Dijon mustard, do not use yellow mustard to try to emulsify your dressing. Yellow mustard, one, only belongs on a hot dog, and two, it just really won't help your emulsification that much. All right, so my pizza, again, my futile attempts to show you guys what it looks like in person. You have to wait for that Instagram picture after. The cheeses are starting to melt. It's looking real, yeah, sorry, Instagram, you guys can't see that. But the cheeses are starting to melt, but the crust is still very white. And even though we're making white pizza, we want brown crust. So I'm going to leave it in the oven even longer. How does your pizza look, Carolyn?
Let me see.
That sounded very confident.
Well, it's because my crust is so thick.
It's deep dish. You're making deep dish pizza over there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just put it back in. Let's not look at that for another 10 minutes or so. It's going to be a while.
Good.
All right. So let's walk us through how we made the pizza dough for those at home who would like to make pizza dough. On a scale of 1 to 10, Carolyn, how hard was it to make your pizza dough?
It's not hard. It just never turns out right. So on the scale, how hard? Wait, is 10 hardest or 1 hardest?
10 is hard.
10 is hardest. I would say it's like a 3. It's just more annoying.
Yeah, it's super. Okay, 3. I'm still confidently able to say it's super easy because 1, you don't need that many ingredients. You probably have all the ingredients you need, except for maybe yeast if you don't cook so much. Basically, you proof your yeast in water and warm water. Really important that you are using water that is body temperature warm, so around 98 to 103 is not body temperature, but nowhere higher than 103. If your water is too cold when you're doing your yeast will not rise, and if it's too hot, your yeast will die in your yeast. So very, very important. Just stick it in. It should feel like lukewarm bath water you put a child in. Then you put a little bit of sugar. The sugar helps the yeast rise a bit. You leave it alone for like 10 minutes, and then you come back and the yeast start like bubbling and looking kind of crazy, that means your yeast is good. Keep going. If you don't see that, just say a little prayer and keep going. But if you see the bubbles, you know you're on the right track for sure. Then you're just gonna start adding, then you'll add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and you just kind of mix that into your yeast and water and sugar mixture. Then you just add in your flour, 1 cup at a time. For the recipe I'm gonna share with you, it's 2 1/3 cups. I say that with quotations because whenever you're making any kind of bread or dough or bread dough, your flour measurements are always going to be a little bit off depending on the environment you're in. So if you're in a very dry environment, you might need less flour, and if you're in a very wet environment with moisture, you might need more. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then you're just going to add in your cup of flour, stir it around, and then add in more flour until your dough comes away from the sides of your bowl. Then you, if you've done it right, actually your bowl should be pretty clean, so you shouldn't have to get a new bowl. But if you want to make it better, you can spray down a new bowl with olive oil and then put your dough in, cover it with plastic or a wet paper towel, and put it in the warmest place in your house, unless that's a bathroom, because that's disgusting. And then let it rise for I've let my pizza dough when I'm in a rush for 30 minutes, and you're basically just looking for it to double in size. That can be as fast as 30 minutes. Sometimes it might take 2 hours if you're living in Antarctica or something like that. The other thing is, and then you punch it down when you're done, and you start where we were at today. Any questions, Carolyn?
No.
Is that what you did?
What?
Is that what you did?
Oh, for mine? I think so.
And then also you can add in seasonings, like when you're adding in, also don't forget to add in salt, but never add in salt before you start adding in flour, because salt and yeast do not like each other, and it can help your yeast run away and not rise properly. But make sure you bring your salt close to you, because I can count on my hands and toes how many times I forgot salt, and then your bread tastes like nothing at all, and it's horrible. So Carolyn, while we wait for our pizza, do you have any new interesting projects that you are working on?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple songs I'm excited about. One is called Pseudo Love. Another one is called Dive. Another one's called Sunny Days. It's fun. It's fun to.
So 2 depressing songs and one nice song.
What do you mean? The other one's not.
I assume Pseudo Love is not the lightest and brightest song. And Dive, what are you diving into?
The frequency.
You said what?
The frequency.
Oh, like the energy frequency of the world.
Well, there's a whole bunch of different frequencies in the world. It's just diving into the right one.
Oh, okay. Question?
So 2 questions. First question is, where can we find your music, Carolyn? And then the second.
Spotify or Apple Music, and my name on there is Kamodah.
What does Kamodah mean?
And how do you spell it?
Kamodah, Kamodah.
Okay. What does it mean?
I just like Komodo dragons. I'm cold-blooded, so.
That's what it reminds me of. So, okay, I'm glad that's where you were going with that. What was the other question?
What is your genre of music? How would you describe it?
Your genre of music, Carolyn.
I'm working on that currently. I like to think, if I had a musical dad, it would be Prince. And my mom
you do have a musical dad. You mean like a musical fairy godfather or something?
Yes, there we go. My fairy godfather. I'm trying to mix those 2 things. And I love Jimi Hendrix as well. But I'm trying to kind of do something new. It's more like alternative R&B, I would say. But I like to mix up different things, different sounds.
Oh, do you think, I was having this discussion/argument. Do you think neo soul, do you know what neo soul is? First of all, you are 5 years younger than me. Neo soul.
Like the flow people and stuff like that?
Like Flo, like Jill Scott, Guapole. People.
Yeah.
Do you think that still exists right now?
Anything new that I've heard? No.
Yeah.
It's like this weird.
So glad. For validating me all night long. I was right again. That is my favorite kind of genre, and it just really doesn't exist in a new form anymore. I don't think.
My biggest thing is just lyrics. Like, lyrics are just kind of, I don't know. I can't relate to them. The beats are always great. Like, beats are amazing. The production's great. Voice sounds good. But when you're listening to what people are saying, most of the time it's kind of like, I don't know. To me, and I've tried.
You what?
I've tried to connect to, like, newer music and this and that, but it's just, I don't know.
Newer music is trash, but I'm also old now, so I don't really, like, find newer music. Like, I used to be thirsty for new music, like, oh, yeah, I know this song and that song, and now I'm like, oh, that's new? Like, I'm old. All right, question?
Question for Carolyn. Have you ever seen a Komodo dragon kill a deer before?
You're stupid, Julio. No, I haven't watched it. I watched them, like, attack each other. They're pretty crazy.
You have, oh, wow. I've only seen Komodo dragons in the zoo.
I mean, like, video, you know.
Oh, like YouTube.
Like on YouTube or stuff like that.
YouTube uncut Kamodah dragons. All right, let's build our salad because our pizza, I think, is almost done. Mine is starting to get a nice golden brown crust. I'm actually going to move mine from the bottom rack to the top because my oven likes to burn things on the bottom. So just so it doesn't burn, I'm going to move it to the top. I'm going to grab my lettuce for my salad. I have some beautiful romaine because, again, I forgot my arugula. But my lettuce of choice is arugula because it has a nice pepperiness to it. And I'm going to grab a little bowl to build my salad. What are you putting in your salad otherwise, Carolyn?
Blackberries.
Blackberries? Anything? Do you have anything to add to the real life cooking?
Oh, yeah. I was asking about my teeth. And I think
Wait, what?
because I want them to be white like yours.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Carolyn. How are you?
Christopher says hello, Carolyn.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? You don't use that kitchen a lot, Carolyn?
What?
You use that kitchen a lot?
On occasion.
On occasion.
What do you cook normally?
Yeah, what do you eat to survive?
Eat just
Like rice.
like Chipotle?
Rice! I hate rice. We ate too much rice growing up.
I make sandwiches. I eat bread. Drink some protein. I eat salad every once in a while.
Okay.
None of that is made in the kitchen that you live in.
What are you talking about? Salad? Everything is made in the kitchen.
So you're like one of those people that have just rice sitting in your refrigerator?
Right now, currently, yeah. But it's like with something else. Like I made it with like a mushroom thing.
Okay.
So there's
birthday.
What are you doing for your birthday?
I'm watching Addams Family Values, and some people are gonna come over. We're gonna eat pizza.
Are you gonna make it?
No,
You could have a pizza party, and everyone can make their own individual pizzas.
that's too much work.
All right. So where are you gonna order it from?
I don't know. That's a good question. And then afterwards, I want to go up to the observatory and just like look out.
Nice. All right. So I'm building my salad. My romaine was nice and cute, so I just left it in whole leaves and added my tomatoes on. I am someone that really likes cheese and salad, but since we're just eating like a super cheesy pizza, I'm not going to add any cheese to this. I am going to season my salad, which is something a lot of people don't do. So I'm going to season it with some pepper and some salt because why not? It actually makes your salad taste a lot better. Not too much salt, obviously. And then in this case, I'm going to just drizzle a little bit of my dressing on. But you can toss your salad if you would like. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this salad. I don't know why, like I always encourage people to make their own dressings because it's very easy. But sometimes I psych myself out in my own house, like, oh my God, it's so much work. But it tastes 1,000 times better. Question?
How long would that last in the refrigerator, and how do you store it?
Good question. So this lemon juice based ones I keep for only about a week. Vinegar based ones I keep for like 2 or 3. Just because like the lemon is fresh. And you just store it in a Tupperware container. All right. One moment, everyone.
There's a question that says,
what genre would you put Anderson .Paak?
Oh, what genre would you put Anderson .Paak in?
Who is that?
Oh, guess you're old too. I won't tell people your age, but she is only 5 years behind me, everyone.
what did you say?
Who is that?
She said, who is that? You don't know who Anderson .Paak is?
Anderson .Paak? I don't actually know who they are either.
It's not them, it's a guy.
Okay, I'm going to taste my salad. Because our pizza. How's your pizza looking over there? That deep dish Chicago pizza. Looks like it's going to take an hour.
How's our pizza looking?
I know.
Wait, Caroline just left and didn't even tell me where she was going.
Wait, where is it?
Hello, here we are.
Oh, happy birthday, Carolyn! Best friend came through.
Alright, forget this pizza. Bye.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. Oh, sweet. I have to eat back.
You know I'm a big birthday person, so I wanted to start your birthday celebration early.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
She thought you were going to be mad about it. She was like, oh my God, she's going to be so upset.
No, she likes it.
Yes.
Cheers. I'm going to take a drink.
All right. So I'm going to take out my pizza because I think my pizza's done because I'm not making deep dish pizza like you over there.
Hey, thank you, Body Chef.
No problem. I will show you guys what mine looks like. It's nice and brown now. Sorry, Instagram. I really got to get this lighting together. Futile attempts over and over. But it's brown on the edges, see? Oh, yeah, Chris, can you just turn that off real quick? All right, so you see it's brown. It's cheesy. It's melty. The hardest thing about making pizza is that you really shouldn't cut into it until, oh, how's your crust look on the bottom? Oh, yeah, it's starting to look brown. I would keep yours in just a tad longer. You said, what'd you say?
You said put it back in?
Yeah, it doesn't look all the way down. Like, if you lift it up, the bottom is still kind of like a little white.
Is it?
It's frozen. I can hear you. We'll work it through, just like Teddy Riley. She's frozen in the most funny position. She's like, all right, there you are. Yeah, put it back in, Carolyn, for like another five minutes or so. And then I will show you guys how to finish it off. I just want to wipe off this little bit of tomato I got on my cutting board. And I'm going to use a spatula to remove it from my pan very carefully. And I'll put my pan over here. Now again, the hardest thing about eating this pizza is waiting for just a second or two, honestly like 5 minutes before you cut into it. Because if I were to just start cutting into it, all the cheese would drip everywhere. So you definitely want to like wait. Question?
Are we going to sing happy birthday to Carolyn?
I think about that.
Yeah, I can sing happy birthday to Carolyn. I don't know if the world wants me to hear me sing happy birthday to Carolyn.
Absolutely. That's why they're here.
All right. I'm going to put some basil on my pizza.
Oh.
And then, so I'm just going to use the leaves just as they are, but you could chiffonade them if you like, which means to cut them into little ribbons.
Yeah, why would you chiffonade them?
Because I think it looks pretty like this for Instagram, because everything is done for Instagram pictures, and then you...
I think they would be better, actually, chiffonade.
I don't think so.
Can you chiffonade?
Please don't say that.
Sous Chef Christopher.
Can you chiffonade them? I don't even know what that would mean.
It means if you wanted to chiffonade your basil, I really can't because my cutting board is cut or covered. But if you wanted to chiffonade your basil, you would roll it up into a little kind of cigar that looks like, you know, this thing that people in California like to enjoy a little bit. And then
On the world. All around the world.
All around the world, excuse me. And then you would just take your knife and then with the very tip, cut it into little ribbons, which is what chiffonade means.
I think that was prettier.
Okay, sous chef, your time is up. Your time is expired.
We have multiple cuts also.
And then you're gonna sprinkle it on like so.
Yeah.
We have multiple cutting boards.
Yes. So.
All right. So my basil. This leaf is ugly. Don't like that leaf. Don't like this leaf either. I don't need to take this basil back. This basil is $3.49, and it is looking a mess. There's a lot of brown leaves in here. All right.
He's here.
You said what?
Kelsey, Jason's girlfriend.
Oh, hey, Kelsey. I just got some advice about my plants from Jason the other day. He helped me realize that my plant was growing on roots, and I need to repot it. Very helpful. All right, let me turn off my oven. Let me let me show you guys my beautiful salad with our lemon vinaigrette dressing, our white pizza, and now is the lovely time of the evening where we begin your birthday celebration.
Oh, wait. One question.
Oh, one more question?
Rob said that you could just call it cutting it up opposed to shipping it.
No, you can't call it cutting it up. That doesn't sound fancy. What? Does you want to tell your friends, oh, I chiffonaded this basil for you. I don't think chiffonaded is a word, but you know. All right, now is the time of the evening where we start. Oh, let me see your pizza.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks good now. It's more brown on the bottom. I don't know if you're going to be able to take yours out in the way that I did because it is so deep. You might have to cut it out in pieces like lasagna. Question?
Yes, Mary O'Brien said hand twist the knife.
My aunt's, the biggest discussion in our house, said that you should be chiffonading. Don't worry, Valentine's Day, Chris will be back on Real Life Cooking.
No, ma'am.
All right. So, Carolyn, go ahead and bring over your balloons and your champagne so we can sing you happy birthday. And you can show off your amazing dance grooves, which are probably better than mine. All right. Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carolyn. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining me on Real Life Cooking today, Carolyn, and making your white pizza. I hope you enjoy it, and with your salad, healthy dose of greens from your loving, caring older sister. Don't go out on Halloween. And shout out to Marcella for bringing through the gifts for you to start celebrating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Any final words for the people, Carolyn?
Check out the music.
Wait, do you have an exact address for your SoundCloud?
Oh,
Or is it like
my
complicated?
SoundCloud don't have any music. Spotify. Or you could check out, I have a music video, so in my bio on Instagram.
All right, so you can follow Carolyn
So, I mean,
at Kamodah. That's Kamodah. And you can find all her music there. She said she has Spotify and Apple Music. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week. I have my friend Kiana. We're making a vegetarian pasta. And I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.